welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for unboxing and review. This is a Majohn pen that you can see here. Design, made in China, and you can also see it says writing instruments. So this is the Majohn pen. Now this one comes in a number of different versions. You can get it in orange, or you can get it in almost like a cracked ice white. You can also get it with number 6 size nib or number 8 size nib, and I was really holding out for the number 8 size nib. So I think let's lift the lid on this box, and we'll see here the pen. So if I remove that pen from the box, you're going to see essentially what is a Majohn piston filling pen. Now this to me looks very reminiscent of a Delta Dolce Vita pen. The clip, I would say, is very reminiscent of the more vintage style Mont Blancs. It does say here on the pen Majohn, which used to be Moonman until I think they were being sued, and then they changed their name. But the pen here, you can see that it's got gold trims on it. It really looks quite nice. I kind of wish that the orange was more of a cracked ice effect rather than a plain orange. I picked up on AliExpress 2 pens. Both are the same Majohn P139s, one in orange, one in the cracked ice white. But as I said, I was holding out for the number 8 size nib. And if we remove this, you can see a honker of a nib. Now, this nib is larger than other number 8 size nibs I have. This is really more of a number 9 or 10. I did buy it in a medium nib. I haven't inked this up yet. You've got the piston here. And if I bring that down, you'll see that the piston comes all the way down and then all the way back up. It's going to be interesting to see how this works. It looks like it's an ebonite feed. I am going to say it's actually a plastic feed. The way that the fins are done, it looks more like an ebonite feed, but you could do that with plastic. And I'd say that it doesn't look like ebonite. Now, I have not written with this pen yet. I have no idea how it's going to write. I'm typically going to think I'm probably, like with most Chinese pens, going to need to do a little bit to tune that nib to make it right, but I might be surprised. So I bought this on AliExpress and I paid, I think it was £57, including import, tax and duty into the UK. I think it's about $57 US dollars as well. It arrived fairly quickly from AliExpress from the seller's store. It arrived within about a week. It came via the Every courier, EVRI, and they're not the best couriers, to be honest, but I can't fault them. When it came into the UK, they picked it up pretty quickly and then shipped it to me and delivered it. So within a couple of days once it came into the country. So I got the orange and I got the white. I paid the import tax and duty at point of sale on AliExpress. I didn't have anything else to pay when it came into the UK. So I think with that, let's do a size check. We'll do a weight check. We'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the length of the pen. This is, I want to say short, but actually it's not looking that short. And maybe it is a little bit. It's the full length of the pen, we're looking at about 135 millimeters. The length of the cap, we're looking at 65 millimeters. So it is a shorter pen. If I do a length check on the body, and I'm going to try and see if I can stop it from rolling. The length of the body, we are looking at about 127 millimeters in length. And so 127 is not quite what I class as an oversized pen. It's a little bit shorter in my hand here, but The section is girthy, but just look at that massive nib. That is huge. It is a piston filling pen. If I get it right, can I post the cap? I can do. And it actually makes it a really nice size. And it's not back weighted. It feels very front weighted, actually. And actually, that will post securely onto the body, not onto the piston knob. So I think Majohn have actually done this quite nicely. But that is a very large nib there. So I think with that, let's do a weight check. Now, this isn't inked up. So the full weight of the pen, we are looking at just under 35 grams in weight. The weight of the cap, we are looking at 10 grams in weight. So quite a lightweight cap. And then the weight of the body, it's going to have trouble rolling. We're looking at just around 25 grams in weight. So it's not a bad weight, I have to say. I definitely have seen lighter pens. I've definitely seen heavier pens. I think that's not a bad weight in your hand. But that is a massive nib. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have an Anoto, and this is a Cult Pens exclusive, the Charles Dickens Christmas Cow. We have a Majohn, and this is a titanium TI-136. We have an Anoto, University of Oxford. We have a Visconti Empire. We have a Majohn P139 in the orange with a number 8 nib. We have an Anoto, and this is a Platinum Jubilee in sterling silver. We have an Anoto Coronation in sterling silver. We have a Mont Blanc Writer's Edition Jules Verne. We have a Parker Duofold Centennial in the Godwin in gold. And then we have a Mont Blanc Writer's Edition Jane Austen. I'm going to ink this up with Diamine Ink Vent Ho Ho Ho. Now, I have not inked this pen up yet. I was going to put an orange ink in, but I figured that maybe a red ink would be nice. So let's ink this one up. I've got some kitchen towel just in case. So we're going to bring the piston knob all the way down. We'll ink this up. And I've got some kitchen towel here as well. So we'll just wipe that off. Oh, this is going to be a nice red, I think. It's going to be a bit of a blood red. Like you can see that there on that ink, in that cap. So, right, this is the first time I'm going to be writing with this. So let's see how it writes. This is the Majohn P139. Now, it is the orange, and it is a number 8 nib. Now, I'm going to say that those cross strokes, the nib writes quite nicely, a little bit more on the dry side. The cross strokes are a little bit scratchy. So I'm also going to say that even though this is a medium nib, and it's a steel nib, actually that's not scratchy at all now. So maybe it's more the diagonals. But I would say that probably is closer to a fine nib for me than a Western medium. So I might want to open those tines up a little bit more and make it write a bit wetter to make it write a little bit more like a Western medium. The ink in here is Diamine Ink Vent, and it's Ho Ho Ho. Now, in terms of line variation, yeah, I still think this is more of a Western fine. Now, can I push the nib a bit more? I can, and I would say that's now providing more of a medium line. And I can push that nib, but it is quite stiff for a nib, and it's a number 8 nib. But you can see there's no hard starts or skips there. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look here. Okay, it's quite a wet nib, actually. Let's see the cross strokes. Yeah, there you go. It's not as wet on the cross strokes. So I probably would do better to open that nib or open the tines up a little bit just to get it writing a little bit wetter on the cross strokes. I think I'm going to smooth that nib slightly as well because it is a little, I'm feeling it being a little catchy. And typically, this is what I see on Chinese made nibs, is that you do need to tune them a little bit. They are not going to write perfect out of the box. You could argue the same case with a lot of Western, European Western nibs as well. However, I would say it's more so on the Chinese nibs. That's what I find. So what do I like? What do I not like about this pen? Well, I like that it's a cheap pen. It's a piston pen. You're getting it for around about £57, euros or dollars. I like that it's got a number 8 size nib on there. I'm glad I held out and waited for the stock for the number 8 size nib rather than the number 6 size nib. What do I dislike about it? Well, I would say that, like a lot of Chinese nibs, I typically find I have to smooth or make the nibs right wetter on about 80% of those nibs. It's just one of those things. I just find it more on Chinese nibs than on a Western European nib. So it's just one of those things that I find I have to do. But I think other than that, though, I think there's nothing else I dislike about this pen. It's going to be interesting writing with this pen for a little bit more. And I'll probably do a flashback review at some point on this pen. I'll also add it to my currently inked rotation as well, so you'll be able to see it there. So there you have it. That's my unboxing review of the Majohn P139 in the orange number 8 medium steel nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.